Edinburg Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, my name is Sharon Smith, and I am the chairperson for the Juneteenth Committee of Edinburg, Texas. And we're taking the historical sites of African American places in Edinburg. Our first historical site is going to be the Southern Pacific Depot. Now, this is the depot where if you wanted to go to Houston or any place in Texas, you would come here to buy your tickets. And this place was a place that was segregated. You had one counter for the African Americans and one counter for whites to buy their tickets. And inside the depot, you have the original door that was used for the Southern Pacific Depot. This is our first site, the Southern Pacific Depot. And now it is called the Edinburg Chamber of Commerce.
Lily of the Valley Church. The small African American frame church was located on the northeast corner of the intersection of Van Wyck and 19th. The building was condemned and torn down. A brick home is on the site now. The first school for African American children was held in the church, and Reverend Norman, the church's pastor, was the first teacher.
New Valley Lodge.
Good afternoon. My name is Efren Araiza. This is my apartment building, but I know it has a lot of historical value. And one of the key pieces that I left here was this right here. I know that this was the part of the black community. I know a little bit what they told me about it. But I decided to leave this here just to preserve something that was historical in this area. And just a little thing, and of course, the fact that it kind of like fell apart right behind this was a little block, I guess, encased like a little time capsule where some papers were in there. It was like a ledger, it had some names, but it was so brittle it just kind of fell apart. The paper just fell apart. But it would have been something really, really nice to preserve and have right now, so that way we can, tell more stories about this place. Okay, this is the New Valley Lodge, number 321. It was organized in 1945. The temple erected in 51, and these are the individuals. I'm assuming the founders here that took part. And we have from General Manager to Secretary, and those are the names. It's Shropshire, Eugene Hubbard, Will Williams, Dorsey Bean, and J.D. White, and L.L. Lockhart. Those are the individuals that at one point were here and were living, and I'm sure that they have some wonderful stories to tell.
Rising Star Church. The building at 1021 East Van Wyck was purchased by members of the African American community from Moore Airfield, where it had served as the chapel. George Washington Carver Elementary School. The frame school was located at 1014 East Lovett. A brick home is on the property now. Maggie and Vernon West lived next door on the east side corner, and many of their family members attended Carver Elementary. Their home is still standing. Breslin Cemetery.
Hello, this is our next stop on our historical tours of African American places in Edinburg, Texas. This is the Breslin Cemetery. This property is believed to be the only graveyard in Hidalgo County dedicated for African Americans burials. Prior to its founding in 1928, blacks were allowed burial space only in private grand cemeteries. In 1920, Edinburg had a growing black community of domestic and agricultural workers and entrepreneurs. A. Y. Baker, County Sheriff and Director of the Hillcrest Cemetery Association, designated a half acre in the undeveloped northwest corner of Hillcrest for a black cemetery, which was named Breslin in 1993. The oldest grave unmarked is for Lynn in 1945, for whom also local American Legion Post 884 was named, and it's among those interred here. Historical Texas Cemetery 2004. Now we're going to take a tour of the cemetery.
Here we're going to honor our ancestors. This is a project from 2020, 400th anniversary of Genesis and Legacy of Slavery in June 10th, 2019. These are our last two slaves that were born slaves, but they died free. Mrs. Mary Thomas, March 11, 1864 to 1967. And the Reverend Marcus A. Perry, from 1853, he died in 1957.
Melissa Dodson Betts Elementary. The ECISD school was named for Mrs. Betts, who taught at both of Edinburgh's segregated colored schools, and after integration continued to be employed in other positions by the district. ECISD Transportation Annex.
Hello, this is another historical site on our tour. This is the Edinburg Consolidated Independent School District Transportation Department meeting facility. And this is also where they house the buses. This was land that was owned by an African American named J.D. White. He's buried at Breslin. This land was purchased by the Edinburg School District in the 1980s. J.D. White and his family are all buried at the Breslin Cemetery. Inside this annex, we have pictures and map of the African American neighborhood that was located in this area.